Are you a golfer? Or are you a gamer? Are you a movie buff? Or maybe you're a woodworker? Or maybe you're just a reader? What do you do for fun? Sadly, too many of us have things that we used to do for fun, things that we enjoyed to doing, we enjoyed doing long ago, many years ago, before ministry was overwhelming, before our task list just got so long, before we just got all consumed with life and things and stuff and church and ministry and being pastors. There are things that we used to do. And we say things like, oh, I used to play on the softball team every year, but I haven't been able to do that. Or I used to go to the baseball games, but I haven't made it there in the last couple seasons. Or I used to read a lot more, but I just can't seem to figure out how to fit it into my schedule. And please, don't tell me that ministry is all the fun that you need. Even for those of us who love ministry, who love everything that goes with it, we love being with people, we love having events, we love services, we love preaching. Even some of us, like myself, we even love meetings. But even though we love them, and even though they bring joy to us and they're fun on some level, we need to have other outlets that are fun for us, that fill our lives with happiness and joy and fun. Do you remember what it was like when you lived that life, when you lived for fun, you lived to have fun on the weekends, you did things throughout the week, you had all these activities you were about? Do you remember those days? Maybe they were in your 20s, maybe they were before you were married or before you had kids. Maybe you had a group of friends that you hung out with and you spent time with, and you guys just did all kinds of fun things and all kinds of crazy stuff, and you just had lots and lots of fun. Maybe you had things that you enjoyed, different hobbies or activities, maybe things that you just you just kind of picked up along the way because you just had fun in life. And now you don't do any of those things. You don't have time for them, really. Maybe you go on the weekend. Maybe on the weekend you go on a date with your spouse, or maybe you play in the yard for a couple hours with your kids. But that's it. That's all the fun and activity you have because you're just too busy. You have too many things going on, too many responsibilities, too many people counting on you, and you don't really have a lot of fun anymore. And so, my question today is, what do you do right now, today, currently? What do you do for fun? For you, not for someone else, not going to someone else's events or someone else's activities or doing something else for the sake of someone else. What do you do for fun for you? What refills your tank? What makes you feel alive? What reminds you of why you once chose to live this life so vigorously and with so much passion and made you feel like you could conquer the world? What are those things? Well, in today's episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you why it's vital, 100% vital, that you figure it out. You figure out what you do for fun, and you figure it out right now, and you start doing it. So let's get started. So the big question is this: how do pastors like us who remain focused on the mission of Jesus and serving our communities without being distracted by everything in the world around us, how do we increase our effectiveness while living a lifestyle that doesn't compromise our health, our families, or our personal relationships with Jesus? That's the question this podcast is going to answer. I'm Dr. Brandon Party Cooper, and welcome to the Ministry Hackers Podcast. Welcome, everyone, to this episode of the Ministry Hackers Podcast. I hope you're doing wonderfully. We are at the end of the week. So for some of you, this is the last day of the week for you. You'll have your weekend will officially start tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. Some of you will work through tomorrow, and somewhere along the way, you'll have a couple days off. You'll have some time off. But I hope, whatever the situation is for you, I hope that you are doing well. Today is a good day for you. I know for me, it's a little bit chilly and a little bit rainy here. We've had some really warm weather the last couple days, but today storms have come in and temperatures dropped, and now it's just raining, which is great for my wife's flower beds and the garden and our constantly growing grass that I'm mowing probably every 2 or 3 days. We love the spring. Spring is lots of fun. And so, but whatever's happening in your world, I hope you are doing well. For those of you who may not know, this is your first time here at Ministry Hackers. My name is Dr. Brandon Party Cooper. I am the founder here at Ministry Hackers, and what our goal here is, the number one goal that we're trying to accomplish here, is to help you, pastors and ministry leaders, live your dream life in ministry. Help you discover that dream life that God has designed for you and that many of us are not living today. And so I want to help you discover your dream life in ministry, that dream life that God has designed, so you can start pastoring that growing church, having more time with your family, and living the life that you were called to live when God called you into ministry. So that's our goal here. Now, I want to remind you that myself, here at Ministry Hackers, we have partnered with Life and Leadership Ministries. We've been talking about it this week. They have created this tool, and they were gracious enough to allow me to step in with them and to help build this tool for pastors and ministry leaders just like you, to help you do one thing, and that's know exactly what's happening with your congregation and where they are struggling most. What they've done is they've created this tool. It's the Leading Life Experience, and what it is a complete experience that you take your congregation through. And in that experience, there's an assessment that allows your congregants to take the assessment and to show them the core areas in their lives, how they can start living a fulfilled life. Now, when they start discovering how to live that fulfilled life, then they are right on their way to living a more fulfilled, more passionate, a more joyful life on their own, in their relationship with Jesus. However, what it does for you as a pastor and ministry leader, it gives you the report afterwards that shows all the data from everybody that takes it, and it helps you pinpoint directly what it is you need to do to help minister to your people and reach your people in your congregation more effectively and a lot more specifically. And so what I want you to do is I want you to go to edisciple.com/pastor. And what you'll find there is you'll find a free assessment. You'll find a free report so you can see exactly what your congregants are getting. And once you do that, then you'll have the opportunity to sign up for the Leading Life Experience. When you sign up for that, the Life and Leadership team, along with myself, come alongside you, and we will work with you to create this great, engaging, immersive experience with Scripture, with a course, with the assessment, and we partner with you as the pastor to help your congregation discover their fulfilled life and help you pinpoint how to minister directly to your congregation. So again, go to edisciple.com/pastor. It's all there. You'll discover it. Any questions you may have, you can send them to me or the Life and Leadership team, and we will help you not only lead your congregation to living more fulfilled lives, but we will help you create ministries and create opportunities and sermons and everything else that are pinpointed to exactly the pain points and the struggles that your congregation is having today. And so go to edisciple.com/pastor, check it out, and sign up for the Leading Life Experience. So as we talked about at the very beginning and the opening, we all need to have more fun. Now, here's the thing. I myself am not a very fun guy. I'll be the first to admit that. I love ministry. I'm a nose to the grindstone personality. Very overwhelming work ethic. I love to just be in the office and to get stuff done. I love my task list where I get to check things off. And, for me, I love ministry. I love work. I love doing things that I feel accomplished. And if I'm being honest with you, fun, I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. So when I'm, going out and playing with the boys, or I'm out shooting hoops, or I'm out going golfing, I don't feel like I'm really accomplishing a whole lot. And so over the years in ministry, the amount of fun I have has dwindled a great deal. However, I've also come to realize in the last couple of years that fun is vital. It is vital for me. It's vital for those around me. And it's vital for all of us as pastors and ministry leaders to have more of it. And so it's challenging to fit it into all the busyness and demands and everything else that comes with ministry. But today what I want to do is I want to show you why it's worth your time, worth your effort, why it's vital for you to have more fun, and you need to start having it right now. Now, the first one is kind of I don't know. It's not a huge reason, but it's a good reason to start right now. And that is that it is summer time. We are right at the front end. Here we are at, I believe it's May 27th, I think is what today's date is. We are just a week away from June. Today is my oldest son's last day of school. Tomorrow is my middle son's last day of school. Baseball is kicking off. Summer is starting. It's just we are here at the front end of summer. Now that means you have 2 really good months, and for some of us, almost 3 months of summer, of no school, vacations, warm weather. For some of you who are blessed enough to live where there's oceans or lakes and boating and all that, you have that. Some of you go biking. Some of you just enjoy being outside and doing workout in the yard, gardening, all those things. It's summertime, so it's a good time to start having fun. And here's the thing: the rest of the world, in some way, goes on vacation in the summer. Now, they may not actually be on vacation all summer long, but mentally and emotionally, they're on vacation. They are looking to have barbecues. They're looking to hang out at people's houses, having get-togethers and gatherings. They are in the mode of having fun and getting together and doing stuff. And here's the thing: if you are a pastor or ministry leader and you're saying, I have too much to do, I have too much going on, things I have to do, and you are nose to the grindstone all summer long, then you're going to miss out some huge opportunities to build relationships, to connect with people, and to really enjoy this season of the year. And so that's, again, summer is not a great reason for you to start having fun, but it's a great reason for you to start having fun now, because this is a great time to slip into that. It's a great season where you can give yourself permission to have more fun, to jump in, to enjoy life a little bit more, and to build relationships with people. Because again, the summertime, people are a lot more open to getting to know people. They're a lot more engaging with people. They're actually looking for opportunities to hang out and to have barbecues and come over to people's houses and be at gatherings and different. And here's the thing: if the only events and gatherings and fun you're having are organized church events, then you're doing something wrong. You need to get out of that mode where everything is related to church and ministry and your job. And you need to start having fun that's just you, or just you and your family, or just you and a couple friends. Have fun that's outside of your job description and your responsibilities as a pastor. Do that, and you'll be able to build relationships and ultimately just add a little fun to your life. It's easy because right now it's summer. So that's the first one. It's summer. The second one: your mental and emotional health rely on it. Now, if some of us, we live up in the north, and so we have the end of the fall, all of winter, and the beginning of spring where we're dealing with cold weather, we're dealing with lots of snow, and we're inside a lot. And the problem with that is that is taxing on our emotional and our mental health. And then you add into it, all of us are dealing with ministry challenges. All of us are dealing with people problems. We're navigating situations with people. We're carrying the stress of of the budgets of our church. Some of us are walking through building projects. Others of us are planting other locations and churches. Some of us are launching new ministries. We're hiring new staff. We're firing other staff. And there's just a lot going on that challenge our mental and emotional health. And so we need something built into our lives that is going to fill back into our mental emotional health. And one of those things is just having a lot of fun. It's proven, statistically proven through research, that having fun relieves stress. Now, raise your hand if you are stressed at all in ministry, and everybody's hand should be raised, because ministry is not easy. Ministry is not for the faint of heart. It's challenging, it's difficult, and there's lots that goes into it. And so it is stressful to be in ministry at times. And so you need something that's going to naturally relieve that stress, and having fun does that. It relieves your stress. It also increases your overall well-being. It increases your attitude. It increases your perspective. You're a lot more positive when you're having fun. You're a lot more optimistic. You're a lot more forward thinking. When you're having fun, your overall well-being is just better. You're living a better life when you're adding little bits of fun along the way. And so your mental and your emotional health require you, they demand you, it desperately needs you to have some fun. And so And here's the thing, if you, the pastor, ministry there, if you are not mentally healthy and emotionally stable, then your church is going to suffer, let alone your family and those who are close to you, those who love you. Everyone suffers because you're not emotionally and mentally stable. And so having fun is not just selfishness. It's not just you taking yourself away from the things that you really need to put your time to. Having some fun throughout your week, making sure that you're scheduling it, making sure you're sticking to it, making sure you're putting it as an appointment if you have to, but having some fun throughout the course of your week is vital, not only to you, your emotional and mental health and well being, but also vital to the overall health of your church, your congregation, and your family and those who are closest to you. So that's number two, vital for your mental and emotional health. The third thing is that the time with your kids is quickly passing, so you don't want to miss it. Now, I feel this all the time. My kids, my oldest is 7, my middle is 4, and my youngest is 2. And my 7-year-old, he graduates or moves on from first grade today, which means that at the end of today, he will be technically a second grader. He's 7 years old, and he's just a handful of years away from being a teenager. And it blows my mind how quickly it has all happened. And there are things that I wish that I would take him more time to do, activities that I wish I would have had, that we would have done together, things that I know that door is kind of closed for some of those things because he's past that age. And then there are other things that I know the door is closing because he's moving past the age for those things. And if I don't move quickly and I don't start figuring out how to do some of these activities and some of these things, before he gets too old, I'm going to miss that entirely with him. And I'm hoping to catch it with the other two as they come through. And so if you're not having fun, if you're not taking time to enjoy the people around you, enjoy your spouse, enjoy your kids, enjoy your family, if you're not doing that, there's going to come a day when you're going to look back and you're going to regret that. You're going to wish you would have had more time. You're going to wish you would have taken more time. Because here's the thing, and this is what I've learned after 20 some years of ministry. What I've learned is everything that I stress about in ministry and all the little details and tasks and all the things that seem so important at the time, when I'm removed from them a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from them, I realize how minimal they were, how minuscule they really were. And I made them a big deal when they really weren't. And I chose to make them important instead of people and events and things that were more monumental. And I regret that. I wish I wouldn't have done that. And so my challenge to you with this is, remember, your kids are growing up so fast. So make sure you're taking time to spend it with them. Now, that doesn't mean you neglect your responsibilities. It doesn't mean that you just go hang with your kids and your family all the time and you never do your responsibilities as a pastor. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is you have to find that healthy balance. And here's the thing, you're never going to regret spending that time with your kids as they're growing up. You will regret spending too much time in ministry and missing out on those opportunities with your kids. And so really balance that out. And the key to that is choosing to have fun, scheduling it in, making sure you have time with your kids, scheduling in date nights with your kids, scheduling in outings and events, things like that, making sure that you're making time for those. So you're scheduling in that fun so you're not missing out on those opportunities. So that's the third way. And then the number 4 way, why you need to start having fun and why it's vital for you and vital for your church, is that fun allows for innovation. Now, one of the most common complaints about church in general, Big C church all across the country, is that we are so behind with everything. And part of that is because we do not value innovation. And I think part of it is because we just don't allow space for it. We don't have time to innovate. We don't have the energy to innovate. We can't be creative about things. And so we just don't. But we need to be innovative in an incredible way. And we've seen that over this last year, why it's so important that we are innovative. Albert Einstein said that creativity is intelligence having fun. And I just don't think that we allow our intelligence to have enough fun. And here's the thing. When you start having fun in your life, when you start allowing for fun to fill in some spaces in your life, and every week you're setting aside time and you're having fun, then you start being creative. Your intelligence, your brain, it starts thinking creatively because fun it opens the door to creativity. And so then you start being creative. You start having these creative thoughts and ideas, and hopefully you're going to write them down. You have a creative idea, you write it down. When you start doing that, when your creativity starts moving a lot more because you're having more fun, then you start to think of new ways to do ministry, new innovative ways to approach ministry. How do you reach people differently? How do you offer classes? How do you open up opportunities to grow in relationship with God? How do you approach discipleship differently? What innovative things are you coming up with? Because now you've opened the door to creativity because you're having more fun. And here's the thing: when you and I, as pastors and ministry leaders, when we start innovating in ministry, we start attracting people. People are attracted to innovation. They're attracted to new things. Now, here's the thing: the gospel stays the same. The principles and the theology of Scripture stays the same. But how we do ministry, it has to change. It has to evolve. It has to grow and develop. There are a whole lot more tools available to us these days in ministry that weren't available 20 years ago. And so we can't approach ministry the same way we did 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. We have to adapt and change. And the problem is because so many of us are not having enough fun. We're not thinking creatively. So that means we're not being innovative. And because we're not being innovative, we are losing ground in our relationships and reaching our communities and the people that we are surrounded by every day. And so if you are scheduling out, making sure that you are having fun, then you're opening that door to creativity, which means you're opening the door to new possibilities, new innovations, new ways to reach your community, new ways to impact the kingdom of God, new ways to advance the gospel into people's lives. All of that because you're choosing to have fun. So, let me go over those one more time. The 4 reasons why it's vital for you to start having some fun right now. It's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, the beginning of the weekend. Some of you start the weekend tonight when you leave the office. So here are 4 reasons why you need to figure out this weekend why you need to have fun. The first one: it's summer, so you need to enjoy the summer. Enjoy having fun. It's Memorial Day weekend. Have some fun this weekend. It's the time. It's summertime. Have fun. The second reason: your mental and your emotional health rely on your ability to have fun. If you're not having fun, then your emotional and your mental health are going to struggle. And if your mental and emotional health is struggling as the pastor, then your church is going to struggle. So that's number 2. Number 3, time with your kids is disappearing, and it's disappearing quickly. You can't get that time back. You can't get those opportunities back. You can't get those memories back. So start having fun today so you can capture those moments, so you can build relationships with your kids. So ultimately, you can lay that foundation of love and respect and trust so that when they're teenagers and they're out of the house, adults and gone, they still remember mom and dad. They still remember the love and the respect and the trust they have for you because of all the time that they spent with you along the way. Time with your kids is going, and it's going quickly. So that's number 3. And then number 4, fun allows for innovation. When we have fun, we open the door to creativity. We start thinking creatively. We start imagining new possibilities. We begin to be innovative in how we do ministry. And when we're innovative in ministry, people come. They come to find out what's going on. And when they come, they discover the truth of Christ. They discover the love of Christ. They discover the life that he has for them. And it opens up doors to new possibilities. And so, and again, ultimately, what we're trying to do here at Ministry Hackers is help you live your dream life in ministry. Well, it's pretty hard to live a dream life in ministry if you're not having fun. And so let's start having fun today. Today. Find just one thing that takes 5 minutes. Find one thing that you enjoy doing. Maybe it's sitting down and reading. Maybe it's sitting down playing a game with your kids. Maybe it's just sitting on your back deck and not doing anything, but enjoying the outdoors. Whatever it is, just take at least 5 minutes today and do something that is fun for you. Something you enjoy, something that fills up your tank, something that makes you feel like this is why I'm living my life. Makes you feel like you can conquer the world because you're having fun. All right? Let me remind you, Life and Leadership Ministries created a great tool for us. I want to encourage you to check it out, edisciple.com/pastor. Become laser focused on how you minister to your people, how you help them through their problems, how you give them a more fulfilled life in Jesus. Go to edisciple.com/pastor, get your free assessment, sign up for the Leading Life Experience, and start creating an experience that's going to change the way you do ministry and change the way your congregation lives their fulfilled life. Alrighty, I hope all of you have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you in the next episode.